Welcome everybody to STFC Briefings, the mid-ops transmission. It's M86, it's 2026. Happy New Year, let's kick off the mid-ops range. We're here with the Borg Resonance for M86. Exciting ships to chase, but I'm not here alone because I'm never doing this on my own. I have the leader of the Nuts House himself. You can go to itslube.com. You can use creator code itslube.com. You can use itslube.com, but he's here with us really from somewhere in the obscure lands of England. Itslube is here with me. How you doing, buddy? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to absolutely everybody. Yeah, absolutely looking forward to this great look into the mid-ops arc. And yeah, 2026. Can't believe it's come around that quick.
I know, it's really exciting, and hopefully we kick off the year by giving you some great progression. And, aim for some great ships for you to chase, things that we've all had when we were in the mid-ops range, and some really good stuff that's there. Lewb, how do we kick off? What do we have for the 20 to 24?
Yeah, so I think start off with, again, love the mid-ops, the whole premise behind the mid-ops ranges. Love the fact that it's tiered. Obviously, it's broken down. We've got 4 ships again this month, which I think is really good. Obviously, start off with 20 to 24. We're starting off and we're going back to the first one, aren't we? We're going back to the Discovery.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, really, really key ship. Still a ship that I use every single day. I still use the Discovery all the time for its summoning abilities, and hell, that ship is so slow to upgrade and work on. So any progression that we can give to the lower ops players to help get that up, get that summoning ability unlocked, get the ship maxed, there's just nothing that can be, it can't be understated, can it, how much of a useful thing it is all the way up into G7.
Oh, 100% agree with you. I mean, it's a ship that we still use to today. The ability in the summoning, the range, the warp range, and there's so much to work on with this ship. So it's a critical ship for you guys to chase, and it's a critical ship for you guys to definitely focus on progressing. It's really, really important to have. And with that, we move on to the 25 to 34s, Lewb. What do we have there?
Yeah, so 25 to 34. This is a very, very Borg-focused arc. Very Borg-focused. So we've got the Vidar from 25 to 34, the standard Vidar, moving once we get to 35 up to the Vidar Telios. So them two are very, very combined. I think it would be really good just to point out here, obviously, that they are offering shards of the Vidar Telios if you don't have it. But I don't believe that that's the route that you should take. If you are in the 35 to 41 bracket, and I know I've jumped forward a little bit there, I think it's a really key thing. And obviously, things for the guys for the 25 to 34, don't neglect your Vidar. Once you max out your Vidar, that will then trigger 2 missions. Those 2 missions will grant you 100% of the blueprints for the Vidar Telios. So in my opinion, if you are 25 to 34, you use this arc as a huge catch-up mechanic. If you are 35 to 41 and you do not have the Vidar maxed, I would implore you just to continue focusing on getting the nano probes to be able to upgrade it, the charged nano probes, get them upgraded, get the ship for free. That is where you're going to get the most value from this. So you're going to get the most value from your Vidar, from your Telios. If you're not 35 yet, use this as a massive, massive acceleration in your progress through the Vidar. If you're 35 plus and you don't have a maxed Vidar, you need to do that. You really need to do that.
Yeah, no, 100%. And those two do link very well. So that gives you guys, huge things to chase for. Use this massively as a way to get there. And the beauty is, once you get through those 2 amazing ships, 40 to 50, you guys get the feature ship of this month, for this month, which is the SS Revenant, Lewb. Oh my God, I love this ship.
Oh, the material hog, the thing that will stop you saying, "Oh my God, I've not got enough crystal, I've not got enough." This is the thing that will just accelerate your progression with regards to materials. You will never have a material shortage. I should caveat that. I'm probably overselling it a little bit, but materials become so much less of a bottleneck from obviously 42 all the way up to Ops 70 or all the way up to the end of G6, the sheer amount of materials that this gets. And you know what? It's not a bad upgrade path either. Upgrading it works similar to a Stellar mechanics. You guys that are 42, you've probably engaged in the Stellar, whereby it's got to go through a scrapping cycle. So it has 4 different scraps, it has 4 different marks, which are the skins, and it's so important. It's so important that you upgrade, unlock the skins, rework on the ship in a specific order. If you are new to the Revenant, again, shameless plug, go to my YouTube channel. There's a video all about the SS Revenant that explains that upgrade path and what order you need to do things in so you don't get caught in a trap. But the Revenant, it's not as simple as just upgrading it. Like all the ships that you've had before, barring the Stella, which required scrapping, the Revenant will be so good to you. But there are a couple of pitfalls that you could fall into if you don't understand the process of tiering, scrapping, when to tier it, when to scrap it, when to unlock certain skins. It's it has got a few pitfalls, hasn't it?
Oh, it really does. It really does. I've been caught up a couple of times by it. So I do definitely recommend you all to definitely go and check it out on It's Lewb's channel. There's a fantastic video on it. It tells you how to upgrade, and the upgrades are not just like a per tier. The upgrades happen at specific points within a tier, like at 71 and so on, and at 47, 46, and these are very critical points to look at. So check those out to help you with that progression. To move you forward. The good thing about this is, regardless of whether you have the ships or not, you will always earn the appropriate parts for your tier. So if you have the ship and you're like, what have I got to do this month? You don't need to worry. You'll be earning the parts. It helps you progress. If you don't have the ship, you'll be working towards the BPs to get it. You'll earn your schematics, your data cores, and you can exchange them in the event store for blueprints or parts. So regardless of progress, you're moving forward, which is amazing. Which brings me,
so well thought of.
Yeah,
so well thought of it. I mean, the planning behind this of whether you've got the ship or not. You think of the programming that's had to go into this, where it's
Yes.
had to basically scan accounts. Have you got the ship? Have you unlocked the ship? What tier is it at? To make sure that the rewards are actually going to be relevant for every single player all the way through the spectrum. I just think it's some fantastic engineering on Scopely's part.
Yeah, they've done a superb job in this one. This is one of the most mid-ops friendly structures that they've done in a while. So it's an absolute brilliant thing to get to. And with that, it attaches a battle pass. And let's talk about this battle pass, Lewbs, because there's a lot of absolutely brilliant free and elite tracks in there. They include officers that we have till this day. We use till this day. Like 5 of 11, Lewb. You use 511, don't you?
Every day we use 5 of 11. Obviously, fantastic mitigation abilities as captain, loot bonuses, galaxy-wide loot bonuses that you can use anywhere. She's just outstanding, one of the most go for officers, and also outstanding stats. And obviously, we've got Borg Hue as well. Borg Hue increasing your critical chance. Do you know what I mean? Again, and that will be used all the way up into the G7 realms. People use that all the way through. It's super effective officer. And the Borg officers, if you've never looked at them, the stats on those, in order for you to max out the stats for your ship, if you're not using them for a particular period, you want to use them for speeding up some away teams and things like that to get your officer bonuses, your stat bonuses. They're just fantastic officers. But they've also thrown in some extras. They've thrown in some other lifelines. They've thrown in big gobs of officer XP and including officer badges as well. Obviously, badges at the lower ops. Now, flicking back to what we started this conversation on, talking about the Discovery is not just a taxi. It's not just a taxi that allows you to get ships from one place to another, get some. It also provides a daily drip of you having the ability to grind parts towards badges. Within your faction store, you can exchange the currency that you get from your daily redeem from the Discovery, which is in your support tab. That will then pay out the minor commendations. The minor commendations can then be exchanged within the faction store for badges of your choice. You choose which badges you want. And if you want to hear my opinion on these, you need so many more command badges than you do both engineering and science. Command badges are the bottleneck of this game in relation to badges. So I wouldn't be spending any minor commendation on anything other than command badges, because the other ones you will get sufficient drips of through Armada chests and things, but it's a great source for you to be able to top up your command badges. But nice to see that they're putting that in the free and elite tracks as well.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. And people are, I'm telling you this now, you need to stock up on all of these, because as you get further and further up, it gets harder and harder to get these badges and get these things to stock up on to be able to upgrade all your officers. So it's critical you pull every single chest possible and every single way possible of getting as many officer badges so that you don't, hit the pitfalls that we've had when we're struggling to upgrade officers, because we sped up too fast through it.
It also one epic officer one epic officer can take 7 badges, 7 command badges to get that officer maxed. So you think when you're going to be getting like 1, 2, 3 a month, you imagine when you get to the point when you've worked on your officer progression, because they're throwing officer shards left, right, and center out with people, which is a really good thing to see. I like that. But the necessity to upgrade these, to get the increased abilities, to get the better stats, you need the badges, especially epic officers. Like I say, 7 pair epic officer, and the hundreds of millions of those that we've got now, that it feels like everything's epic. It's going to really make a difference.
Massive difference. The Battle Pass also includes ship parts and blueprints for your featured ships, artifact tokens and sourcing, exocomps and specialty buildings, nanoprobe, syndicate progression, ultra recruits, war chests. It's stacked top to bottom. And for your higher ups, you'll also see choice rewards. Now, Lewb, the difference is when you're 20 to 39, you just get your materials every single part of your track. What is choice rewards now for the 40 and above?
So Choice Rewards allows you to tailor what you're getting for your progression. Every single day, you're going to have a battle pass event. You should aim to complete that as an absolute minimum. So, for example, you're going to see it always starts with the preface BP event, battle pass event, that will then feed into the main battle pass, which is always the nearest to the left in your events tab. That feeds in there. And within there, if you're anything sub 40, then you will be getting materials in there. You'll be getting steel, dilithium, titanium, crystal, or gas. You will be getting those just all the way up to 40. Once you hit 40, you then start to unlock choice tokens. Choice tokens which will replace, so you will no longer get steel, titanium, dilithium in your battle pass. You will no longer see that. All you will see is choice tokens. But what choice tokens do is give you that choice. They allow you to go into your event store. Your event store then gives a new choice reward bundle where you can select the combination of either steel or titanium, crystal, and dilithium and gas. You can choose which combination of those that you want to spend your rewards on. So if you're working on a specific ship, an explorer, for example, that's really heavy in gas, you can throw all of your rewards for a month into gas to help work on your ship. You can do specific targeting of your rewards that fuel your individual progression rather than just getting a generic gob and spread across them all.
Yeah, exactly. And it's what's beautiful about it, Lewb, is it's strategically aligned to your development stage. So wherever you are, wherever you're doing, whatever ops, whatever ship you have, you can now tailor your progression saying, I'm a ship person. I want to attack the ships. I'm a building person. I want to attack some of these buildings. So I need loads of ore. Or I'm an explorer. I want to get into the gas. But do not get too excited too early with these things. My advice is to see, use your choice tokens very specifically, and also the bigger pull in your choice tokens, the better the reward. So if you pull the double chest rather than the 5 little mini chests, you actually get way more rewards over a base of time. So that is a really important factor to get into. Lewb, what do you think?
And the good news is that obviously over the New Year period, the New Year Battle Pass gave everybody, even down to the 20s and 30s, it gave you a taster as to what these choice rewards look like. You've seen the choice rewards over the New Year's event. It's a very, very similar style. But as Nigel said, there's 2 different tracks. One of them where you can spend a small amount of choice tokens. That is just for mopping up anything that you've got left at the end in surplus. Always pull the big bundles if you can. If you're not quite ready yet, but you've not finished a milestone of the Battle Pass yet, wait until you've completed that milestone, get enough to pull the big pulls, and only use the smaller bundles for mop up right at the end of the arc.
Yeah, exactly that. So you've got loads of choices there, which is amazing, which leads us to the events. Now let's talk about it. Very Borg heavy, Lewb. So unless you're doing the discovery loop, which requires you mycelium mining, killing the mycelium hostiles, which are quite straightforward, available on the YouTube, on It's Lewb's YouTube channel. There's a fantastic discovery video to go there and guide you through that loop. From there, when you get past the 24 mark, when you get to 25 and 50, and almost linking it up to everything else that goes through from your Vidar to Vidar Talios, you've got different styles of Borg armadas. So, Lewb, we start. Remember the universal Borg probes? Remember those?
Oh, I can't believe it. No, it's like a blast from the past. Whereas obviously this was the Borg was originally launched in February of 2020. This is how old this content is. So we're coming up to being 6 years old when the Borg originally launched. And the Borg systems, you will find them if you know where your stellar space is. If you've been doing that, for example, go over to the left-hand side, you will see the huge Borg cube, which was deemed to be 100 light years cubed. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous, by the way. It's absolutely ridiculous. It was the worst bit of narrative that I've ever seen. Is a huge Borg cube just sat there floating in space. They house the mega cube systems. The mega cube systems for you to go and take down those. But there are spines of systems prior to that. You will see them that they flick out, and they have got uncommons, rare, and epic standard group Borg armadas. So
Yeah.
for the very, very low end, the 25 to 34s, you're going to be taking on these armadas. Directives will be sourced for you to be able to go and take these. You may decide if you've got higher players in your alliance that you might ask them for some help. They're not super straightforward. You might find them easy with what's happened with power creep, obviously, over the years. But if you're struggling, get some of your bigger players to come and help you defeat these to help complete the event. It'd be a really good team engagement. Once you get to 35, you then move into the Borg solo armadas, which were introduced with the Vidar Talios. And I've been honest that you sort of need the Vidar Talios to be able to do these. The earliest systems of these, you will find them in a strange location. You'll find them hidden in the middle of Romulan space. So if you know where the likes of Rator and Kesu and Vendor are, that triangle of systems, if you search for them, Rator, Rator, you will see that up to the northeastern of that, there is some like green, meshy, cloudy areas and systems. They are where they are housed. They are the earliest systems. They are level 35. All of the other Borg solo armadas, if you can hit higher than that, are in independent space. But just look for that same green cloud. Look where the big swarms are, which are just below Romulan G5 space. Romulan G4 space. Below Romulan G4 space, you'll find some. And then there's some, obviously, as you move out as well under the Federation G4 systems. And then under the G5 systems. And you can imagine, as you progress up, the higher the warp range requirements are, the harder the targets are, the higher that the levels are. So you'll be able to use them. So the green cloudy systems are the ones where you will be hitting those. And then once you get to 42 to 50, we're moving on to, well, technically they're a Borg, aren't they? We're moving on to the Revenant armadas, which are the polygons and the Type 3 armadas. They look very, very Borgy, but obviously those systems are all within the specific Revenant systems. If you're not sure where the Revenant systems are, then if you have an NX-01, they are up to the top right of that. They are again northeast from there. They are above the silent systems. They're to the west of Federation space. If you go to the west of Federation space, you will see obviously that there are zigzaggy pattern. If you look at the pattern from a distance, it actually spreads. It actually makes the Nexus. You remember the Nexus from Generations? It's actually laid out to semi-resemble the Nexus.
Nice.
So that's what those systems are. And within there are all the different types of armadas. Now, again, check out a video on the SS Revenant. I know this feels like loads of shameless plugging, but we haven't got enough time to go into the detail of how to target these and how they all work. There are so many different variables and variants. There's 1.3s and 1.4s and 2.3s. To understand what all that means, check out that video. But hitting the relevant targets and not waste your directives is so important. The polygons and Type 3s, there are some that are solos, there are some that are groups. And again, get your beaks to help you if you need to, if you've got them in your alliance, because some of your bigger players will mash those for lunch, and they will be able to get you more rewards from your starters chests and help you hit higher targets as well. So fantastic, but that's going to be good, and that's going to really take up week 1 and 3 in it.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. You do need the ship, like you definitely need the SS Revenant for the polygons. You definitely need the Vidar Talios for your Borg solos, and you definitely need your Vidar for your Borg Armada. So at least you know that the ships you're getting these months, or the things you're chasing these months, are worthwhile for every specific thing. And the more complex and dangerous, the more harder they become. But it's a lot of fun. The rewarding aspect of the Revenant, for example, which will be a massive, massive help for you all the way through to G7. And it's a terrific ship as well. Vidar Talios, people still use it till this day. And same with the Vidar as well for many, many things. The main thing on how the daily events across the weeks 1 to 3, obviously everything's subject to change, is there's hostile kills by ship class, pretty much that come in. There will be away team missions, which are very quick, and use your away team XP to get through that. There's PvP in specific system, which is fun. Vidar and Vidar Talios specific PvP system, so that is always great, and some mining loops for our discovery, so you can mine some mycelium. So it's constant engagement. It's not overwhelming, but it's really, really steady loop. I really like the way they've kind of put all these together. There are critical weekend events, though, Lewb. How many times have we said you've got to now save your material spend, as we said in our last podcast, on where you've got to get them? So, Lewb, the Sunday material spend, there's a 1-day material spend. Why should people focus on that?
The material spend events, obviously, it's going to include things like officer acquisition. It's going to give you the ability to be able to progress your account better. And this is a tactic that you will take all the way through the game. Strategic and timing of the spends of when you spend your valuable currencies are important. And as you start to progress, it becomes more important. In G2, early G3, you probably just upgrade things as you go. You're not
Yeah.
being that strategic potentially with things. As you progress, if you want to do well in this game, if you want to unlock all the goodies and really make the most of things and make things count, you want to be getting double paid. That upgrade that you're going to go and do on your Kamari, on your Enterprise, on whatever. Yes, you want to get the cost for the upgrade. You're spending it to get that, but why do that and only get that? You may as well score towards events as well. And these material spends, luckily, it's a solo milestone, meaning that you're not competing against anybody else. So you are able to get guaranteed progression for guaranteed spend. So you can see what it is. So don't spend anything outside of that. And obviously, we've talked a lot about weeks 1 and 3, but then obviously we're moving into the weekends of these. You're still going to get the Saturday, Sunday faction hunts. They're going to be there, and reputation gains as well. So consider using, if you've got any old like extra comps or anything like that you're going to be able to get to be able to boost that. But then in week 2, there's some more strategic spend to think about. So week 1 and 3 was all that Borg armadas, solos, hostiles, and things. But then in week 2, there's something else that you want to be saving for. Start banking up your artifact tokens to be able to redeem. Don't upgrade any artifacts until the events pop, because you have got specific artifact hunt solo milestones and solo leaderboards this month for you to be able to progress and again get double bang for your buck. Get the bonuses from the artifacts, plus get scoring in events. Same with fleet commanders. Don't spend anything on your fleet commanders until the event pops for that, and specialty buildings as well. So
Yes.
these specialty buildings that you're working on, save all of your currencies for week 2, wait for the relevant events, and then you're going to be able to get double paid for that, including the building upgrade and the progress towards the event. They're adding some trivia events in. Love the trivia events, don't you, Nige?
Yeah, well, I do love them, and they're really fun, and especially if you don't cheat, people don't cheat and try and do them the first time. It's always fun to know the answers. I know, you can't all be like it's Lube and then go on Google and type write the question down, try and get the answer. We also
I use AI now.
Oh, use AI.
now.
Oh, great. Okay, yeah. Even
I've promoted myself.
Yeah, you've upgraded yourself, which is amazing. But what I like at the build of this, Lube, is that week 1 and 3 are really intense with killing. Week 2 gives you a chance of a breather and to upgrade everything that you haven't upgraded and not focus on the ship too much. So it's very nicely balanced, and it really, really is a good thing. And that means for the mid-ops that this arc is really important. It's where it respects where people are, whatever op range you're in. Instead of just throwing endgame loops into the path, it builds progression with your bracket within your bracket. I love that it helps you with the ships you actually use, the events you actually complete, and the rewards that move you forward, and give you officers that matter and that will last you forever in the game. Officers are always forever. Ships are only current for specific things. One of the key things I've always learned from CCs when I used to watch them, and which I still do watch them. Sadly, I've got to watch at least one.
Used to watch them.
Yeah.
Please have a word.
You only need to have a word.
Conversation.
Is that officers are forever, Lube, are they? Officers are forever. What are your final thoughts on all of this?
Totally agree. Officers, resets, there forever. Ships will absolutely just come and go. You think that Kamari, that Enterprise, that Burrell that you've got, that you've treasured, that you've spent loads of materials on, it won't even register in your thoughts in a few ops levels time. Officers will, research will, artifacts will, FCs will, all these things that are in essence researches and buffs that are going to be with you all the way through your entire STFC career.
Yeah, exactly that. And yeah, it's something to really focus on. Just remember, you've got 3 weeks. Week 2 is your little bit of a breather and push. Week 1 and 3 are for your ships. And keep an eye on these events. Go to all the Discord channels. The Officer Toolset Discord is fantastic on getting all the charts and all the things that Lube does with his team, with Jules and Blue and Quasel and all of them. They've got fantastic tool sets. Use those tools to help you progress. Obviously, there's the FCFC.pro, which is very good to get your details on there. There's loads of stuff that's going to be added into it, and it's something you should focus on. So use the tools you have, but the Officer Toolset Discord is a fantastic place to start off. Join that. We'll put a link to the Discord in the description of this video so that you guys can have a look and see where you are. But with that, I would like to say thank you very much. Have a happy new year. And that's a goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Until next time. See you then.